Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ghost Glider. I'm Matt, and today we are talking about Call of Duty. Now, Black Ops 7 hasn't been the most loved Call of Duty of all time. Actually, some people are saying it's as trash as Vanguard. I don't see it that way. Vanguard was trash, period. Zombies, multiplayer, even the Warzone was probably one of the worst Warzones in my opinion, besides the Godzilla bundle, which I wish I could have gotten. But Black Ops 7 is good for so far two things. Black Ops Royale, which I've had a blast for, and its zombie mode. Of course, I'm going to make content off of it. Without delaying you guys anymore, I have a huge theory about what is going on. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and let's dive right in. So starting off, Paradox Junction, if you have not played it and you don't want to get spoiled anything, come back another time when you finish it. If you need help with the Easter egg, I have a guide, and it's pretty straightforward and simple, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. But if you don't care and you want to hear it anyways, then let's go. So I have multiple theories off of this. The first one is dealing with MWZ. If you remember that in Modern Warfare 3, it had a zombies mode, MW3. It is technically canon to the events that are going on now. Me and Mr. Cheese, he is one of the people that I make content off of when we do Easter eggs, we've come to the conclusion that we believe that the MWZ storyline is a failed timeline. Soap being there, all of that, it's not connected to our, campaign. That soap is not the campaign soap we know and love. Otherwise, we feel like he would have said something about zombies to the other 141 group. I feel like they're kind of soft rebooting, but not soft rebooting the franchise. I know you're saying, Matt, you're jumping around a little bit. I'm not. I promise you. What MWZ was it was kind of, they were in a rush to do things because they were supposed to be making huge content for Black Ops 6. However, with Infinity Ward having screwed up Modern Warfare 2, they half-assed it, and Treyarch had to work on MWZ. So they kind of threw something together really quick, really easily, and which is why we got a hell of a show of MWZ and kind of half of what we were supposed to have in Black Ops 6. So I believe that was a failed timeline. They're going to tell it eventually, and that's why Ava Jansen is there. So Ava Jansen was taken into the Dark Ether, and now she's back in time, and she's going to meet her parents, which, if you don't know, her parents are Samantha Maxis, Ravenov, and Dr. Gray. That doesn't make sense. We found out that Samantha Maxis is dead. So how would she be able to have a kid? I mean, of course, DNA, genetics. We found out that Dr. Edward Richthofen, or Director Richthofen specifically, was able to get all of Requiem's blood and all of that fun stuff. But I really don't think that matters. I think in that universe, Maxis wasn't dead. But she did eventually die, and dark ether poisoning and all that stuff. All of them died except for Ravenov because they found a cure somehow, and they needed somebody to watch over Ava, blah, blah, blah. The reason why the Warden needs Ava is because, one, her universe was dying, it was useless, and her half-sister was the evil twin, was what's kind of keeping all of it together, I guess. The fact that both of them were alive, I don't know. I'm spitting shit out of my ass right now. But he needed her to gain power, so he can gain complete control over the Dark Ether. And I believe this Dark Ether is kind of a mixture between memories, which it was confirmed in Ashes of the Damned, and the original Dark Ether, which was also confirmed in Cold War, technically. So Ava Jansen from the failed universe was taken here because she has powers, and she's kind of like a nexus being of her universe, and the Warden needs her essence to take full control of the Dark Ether. The next one is the Maxis theory. So we found out that in Paradox Junction, the twins are both memories of, or are supposedly memories of, Samantha Maxis. When she died off, a lot of her memories spewed into the Dark Ether, creating memories. So I think she rewrote the Dark Ether. Of course, some things stayed the same, some things didn't. But when she went in, things kind of went haywire. That's why we have the new crew, which is Dempsey, Richthofen, all of them. They aren't from another universe. They were crafted by Maxis's memories. So, if you look at all four of them, all four of the crew members, they are a mixture between both variants of the crew, our old crew, Primus and Ultimus. Take Richtofen, for example. He's as cocky. He looks, his outfit-wise and his evilness represents Ultimus. However, his physical look, his youngness, and his kind of cockiness represents Primus. Dempsey, his look, the way he acts, it represents Ultimus. However, some things also represent Primus, like his devotion to try. I know I'm spewing things out of my ass a little bit here, but just hold on there a little bit. For Nikolai, his look is heavily inspired by Primus Nikolai. However, this Nikolai is kind of a drunk and is a little bit more of an idiot like Ultimus. However, he still has a grasp on his reality and himself, and he knows that he's done wrong, and he knows all of these problems, and he's trying to fix himself, like Primus. Takeo is kind of a new spirit. I feel like since he has a new actor, he's new. He has kind of a little bit of his personality is closer to Ultimus Takeo, but there are some, like, his wiseness, kind of like Primus. So I feel like all of these didn't come from different timelines. They were shaped from how Maxis saw them. Maxis saw them when she was a little girl, probably between the ages of 7 and I want to say 13. So she's not going to get them right. To a little girl, seeing two different versions of the same person, she probably at some point was like, I feel like they're the same person. So the way that she probably remembers them is as being the same person. So our characters, yes, they believe that they're from a different reality. Richtofen thinks that Germany won World War II. Nikolai is in Afghanistan. Dempsey is in Vietnam. Takeo is in Mongol Empire. But that's because that's how Samantha saw them. So I feel like they were just created by Samantha, and they don't know it. Or that's same thing with Ashes of the Damned. Ashes is kind of like Transit. It is heavily inspired by Transit. The farm, it's said to be ripped straight out of Liberty Falls. But if you look at it, it looks just like the farm from Transit. So it's probably what Samantha remembers Transit as. Janice Tower. She was experimented in Janice Tower, so she probably just took what she remembered from Janice Tower, which is why it's probably the most like how it was, because that's one of her latest memories before she died. So I believe most of what we're going to see and what we're going to find out eventually is most of this is fabrications of Maxis and her memories, and freeing these Shadow Smiths, getting these characters' souls back, all it's doing is restoring Maxis back to her original self. I think that's how they're going to return Maxis back to us. Finally, what I believe the next few maps are going to be, I feel like we're going to deep dive more into the house. This is heavily reliant on my last theory where Maxis this is memory based. The place that we exfil at is Dr. Monty's house. It's very heavily inspired by it. That was Maxis's house. So again, it makes sense that most of this is a fabricated reality of Maxis's memories. The twins said that the next place we're going is very cold. Brr. I believe that the next place we're going to is the house, and it's going to be overrun by the warden. Now that he's onto us, he's probably going to attack us in the place where we think we're safe. And then, I don't remember if I'm right on this, or if I could be wrong, but if I do remember correctly, pretty sure the twins said that after that they're going to a place that's the exact opposite. Again, I could be completely wrong. I'm not going to fact check myself. If you want to fact check me, you are welcome to. But if that is true, in the teasers or the leaks back way before Black Ops 6 was even halfway done, we found out that one of the maps could have been either New York if it was nuked by the Germans, which was heavily inspired by Richtofen here, or a Japanese base that was on top of a volcano, which is heavily centered around Takeo. I believe one of those maps are perfect for that very hot place. We found out that half of the maps happened to be canceled because of timing and whatnot, but some of them were still able to continue. Transit, or Ashes of the Damned, that was one of the ones that were not canceled. So I believe that the Volcano map or the New York bombed map is going to be one of, not both of, the maps that we're going to see. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or whatnot. Personally, I've been going crazy. I think I've been going crazy a lot recently, but just let me know what you guys think. I know this is very heavily revolving around theories, and this is based off information that we have and information that we know. But again, this is heavily based off of theories and what I think is going to happen. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to see what you guys thought about this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Anyways, peace out.